And I think we're live, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining me here on YouTube. Welcome. My name is Matt. I am from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Every Monday night, we're hanging out here on YouTube talking Royal Caribbean cruises. Thank you for joining us here on this Monday. Hope you're having a great start to the week. Probably not as good as Royal Caribbean stock has done to start the week, but still a pretty good start to the week. A lot to talk about, both in things that have changed since we last talked on last week, and of course, there's even things that have happened just today. My goodness, so much happening. But first, where are my manners? I need to say hello to everybody joining us on chat. Angie is here. Michael S. Hello. Tiffany Gore. Hello. Mike McAvoy. What's going on, dude? Pam Morton. Welcome. Linda Dubois. Hello and welcome. Powerful Female. Good to see you again. Mark the Shark. As always, good to see you. Dennis Ormond is here. Hello, Dennis. Welcome. Paul Somerville. Welcome. Terry Gallant. Hello. Andy Lee is here. Jason Peterson. What is going on, man? Welcome. Steve Cohen starting us off here. Hello, Steve. How about that Royal Caribbean stock going up today? Yeah, I mean, listen, guys, if you owned Royal Caribbean stock, you probably had a very nice start to your day today, because Royal Caribbean stock and every cruise line stock and pretty much every travel sector stock out there skyrocketed today with some really positive news coming out of Pfizer about a coronavirus COVID-19 vaccine that has like a 90% success rate, which is really good because the CDC was like, they were expecting about 50%. So to have a 90% success rate, and it looks like they're going to have their first batches out later this year. I mean, look, any industry that's been impacted by COVID, like the cruise lines, has seen a much better start to their day. Speaking of a good start to our day, Randy Patrick starting us off with an epic super chat. Woo! Thank you, Randy. 375 days, the Harmony Group cruise gonna happen. That's right, it's gonna happen. Becky Mencken from MEI Travel, did you hear that? It's gonna happen. Yes, can't wait, Randy. In fact, Randy, just about a year from now, dude, we'll be only a couple weeks away from it. Oh, so excited, so excited. But, yeah, thank you, Randy, for your support as always, my friend. Do appreciate that. So, yeah, so obviously, you have the big news of the vaccine. Royal Caribbean stock went up almost 30%, went up 28.79%. That is incredible. Listen, I don't know much about the stock market, but I do know that if your stock goes up almost 30% in one day, that's a giant gain right there. Now, if you want to splash some water on this, I point out in June, Royal Caribbean stock was also shot up to about $75 and then started going back down again. But, you know, it's a stock market. No one, I think, expects this to be permanent, but it's a good sign. The market is ready for cruises to resume. So good news all around today in that regard. You've got the stock market, you've got the vaccine news, so a lot of stuff working in the right direction there. Nick, what's up, dude? Are we allowed to wear slippers in the main dining room? No. I know you live in Singapore, and I know there's some cultural norms that are a little different here in the U.S., but generally not. That's not the expectation. Sharon Stockman, hello. Ninja Rod says, this is my favorite show to watch on YouTube. Thank you, Ninja Rod. I appreciate that. Brandon Fish says, holy moly, I made it to a live. Welcome, Brandon. Good to see you. Early Zypart says, can you confirm that 2021 and booking get double points? Junior Suite, 4 points per night, according to what I was told. Balcony rooms, 2 points per night. That's correct, Earl. Yes, I posted about it a little earlier today, kind of a roundup of all that. But yeah, you will get, if you book your cruise before the end of the year, Earl, that's the key. If you book your cruise before the end of 2020 for 21 and you have your Crown and Anchor number on there, you will get, in your Junior Suite, 2 people in a room or more, you get double the points. You'd get 4 points per night in a Junior Suite instead of the usual 2. And if you're in a regular room, a balcony room, you would get 2 points per night. So, Jackson Golden Retriever, what's up? How many countries have you been to on a Royal Caribbean cruise? Quite a lot. I mean, mostly in the Caribbean. I mean, we were talking about, you know, I've been to Canada. I've been to, which is not the Caribbean, I know. For some reason, I just thought of it first. Canada, Mexico, St. Martin, Barbados, Aruba, Antigua, Bonaire, Bahamas, Grand Cayman, Belize, Honduras. So yeah, you get it. It's a good way to see the Caribbean. It's a very efficient way to do it. So, And I agree, Becky. Absolutely great news to start off the week with. Absolutely true. So, how did Paul Somerville says, how did the Kraken stock do? I didn't check on that, actually. Hey, Terry Gallant is here. What's up, Terry? Matt, a group cruise on the Harmony sounds like a great place to plug by open deposit. Can you provide some details? Heck yeah, I can, Terry. First of all the details you need at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com/events. But in Harmony of the Seas, Thanksgiving 2021, we're doing one of our two Royal Caribbean Blog group cruises. It's going to be a 7-night, I think it's Eastern Caribbean sailing, including a stop at Perfect Day, Coco Key. I love Harmony. It's my favorite Royal Caribbean ship. Great itinerary. And on top of that, of course, our friends celebrating Thanksgiving together. So more information, Terry, about that group cruise at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com/events. Sherry is here. Hello, Sherry. Hope you're doing well. Sherry from Awesome Sunset Travel. Welcome. Ninja Rod, if you could give every single subscriber one cruise, what cruise and ship and number of days would you give? 7 nights, Oasis of the Seas. It's the right way. If you've never cruised before, it's definitely the way to go right there. Jay Anaerobi says, I have a trip in February 2021. Is it likely it'll still be running? Also, how do you think the food will work with COVID? I don't think the food will have any issue at all, Jay. I mean, it's just going to be, probably the most noticeable change will simply be you won't be doing any self-service dining. Like, if you're in the buffet, you won't be grabbing the food yourself. You'll have to have somebody give it to you. We've seen this in the past with some other, obviously, lower scale illness issues. But I expect that to be the change. But other than that, I don't think there'll be much of a change there. As to your cruise, Jay, in February, whether or not is going to sail, I wish I had my crystal ball to show me what it would be, but I really don't know the answer. I mean, truly, there is no answer yet. It's unclear when Royal Caribbean will be able to actually restart cruises. There are a lot of hurdles and a lot of still variables that the cruise lines in general need to figure out, because the CDC didn't tell the cruise lines, you guys can just start up right away and go back to like it was before. They've given them a framework, a plan. You have to do this, and that. And if you do all those things, we might let you cruise. And if they do all that, obviously they'll be able to do so. But predicting all of that between now and whenever, it's hard to know exactly how and when cruises will resume. They will, but Jeff, I do have the Magic 8 Ball, but I'm not bringing the Magic 8 Ball out. The Magic 8 Ball is evil. It's always negative. I don't want negative energy in here. I just want you guys, my friends, in here with me. So, Deborah says, how can I be considered for a test cruise? It's the question of the weekend. My goodness. Boy, people, I've gone crazy with trying to get on test cruises. Here's the bottom line. I'm going to make this really simple. There is no way to sign up for a test cruise. Period. End of story. That could change, obviously, but as of right now, there is no way to sign up for it. All of this goes back to last Wednesday when Royal Caribbean was talking to some travel agents, and they mentioned the idea of volunteers on a cruise, and they weren't even sure then what could happen. But by virtue of bringing it up, it's like, you bring it up like with your kids and be like, I think we're going to go to get ice cream later. Well, if you say that, what does that mean? It means your kids are going to ask you about every 5 minutes if it's time to go get ice cream. That's kind of what happened here, in a sense. So basically, there is no way to sign up for a test cruise. There's just no way to volunteer. It's not open. You're not missing anything. There isn't any secret sauce. I have not been invited to anything. Makes you feel any better. It's very much still a work in progress. And it remains to be seen if Royal Caribbean will even reach out to anybody. Maybe it'll just be cruise line employees and that's it. Don't know. So we're going to have to wait and see on that. But as of right now, there is no way to sign up to be a volunteer. I should have, stay tuned to the end of this video and I'll tell you the secret. That would have been mean on my part, so. Let's see. Matthew Smith, what's up, dude? Thanks for coming on early. This is early? Okay. Thanks for coming on early. Do you know anyone who has gone through recruitment for Royal Caribbean? Do you have any advice? I've known some people who've worked for the cruise line, sure. But I don't have any advice. I've never gone through it myself. I think just, like any job interview, be yourself, put out your best work out there, speak highly of yourself. Don't lie about what you can or can't do, and hope for the best, quite frankly. So, let's see here. Mahi from America says, I'm a crew member in Royal Caribbean, but I got an assignment in Navigator by cancel. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend, but glad you're joining us here. Welcome. Rich from MEI Travel. Test cruisers will have to work on those cruises. We'll probably have to go through test scenarios. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be just sitting around, and just sunning yourself. But again, there is no way to sign up for these test sailings, so it's a moot point if you ask me. It's kind of like talking about, when we go to Mars and we live on Mars, what are we going to do? It's like, well, we have to actually get to Mars. You know what I mean? So, Dan Waterman says, I'm pretty sure I just heard that you're buying us all ice cream later tonight. Oy vey. Okay. Jeff Lipman says, cruising in Europe has been successful so far, so maybe they'll start sooner than later. I hope so. I think the CDC, again, I don't speak for the CDC. I don't know much about what they're thinking, but my sense of it is they really are saying to the cruise lines, okay, you think you can do this, prove it. Do it the way that you envision it, and show us that you can make that work. And if that's the case, fantastic. So, let's see here. Jackson, what activities are there to do at Labadee and Perfect Day Coco Key? Can you answer for each of the islands? I mean, number one, for both places, it's about the beach. I mean, that's the heart of it. You're going to the beach. There are activities to do. Labadee has the zip line. Labadee does have some excursions that can bring you in the surrounding area. Not much, but, like different beaches in the area. There's like deep sea fishing in Labadee. But really, it's a beach day. Perfect Day Coco Key is the same, although there is a lot more to do on the island than there is to do in Labadee. There's, of course, the Thrill Water Park, which costs extra. There's a number of cabana options, similar to Labadee, although there's much more choices. You've also got the Oasis Lagoon Pool, which is free. And then you have some other excursions you can do also in Labadee, snorkeling, jet skiing. You can also do snorkeling and jet skiing in Labadee as well. You've got parasailing. You can swim with pigs. I don't know if that's still being offered, but it was offered at one point. So we have more details, Jackson, at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, obviously. But it's really, when you look at Labadee or you look at Perfect Day Coco Key, it's a beach day. Look at it like a beach day. That's what you're spending your time there. So, Mark McGill, so when are we going to get for ice cream? Guys, just proving my point right here. Proving my point. Stacy Lamp, what's up? What are your thoughts on cabins near the elevators? I get them every single time. I was afraid of it for a little while, Stacy. I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's too much noise. You hear ding, ding, ding. No, you don't hear that at all. The rooms are well insulated. And the reason why I like those room locations a lot is the proximity from your room to the elevator. It makes it so much more convenient. I recommend them quite a bit. So when I book a room, I tell my MEI travel agent, I say, please book me a room near the elevator, because I don't want to walk all the way down the hallway. Tri-State Killa, is it possible for Royal Caribbean to drop mandatory masks by the time cruises start, or at least for indoors only? Doubtful. So by the time they start, I highly, highly, highly doubt it. I'd say there's a 99.9999999% chance they don't drop it. They will eventually, but I don't know when to expect it. And my advice, obviously, if you're not keen for that, is to just simply wait it out a little longer. Eventually, that rule will go away, but there is no way to know ahead of time. A lot of these policies are in place because they're necessary in order to keep the cruise ship safe in the current state of, COVID-19 currently. As that changes, and as things like the vaccine, like we talked about earlier today, and other therapies and treatments come out there, and cruises can operate with a lot of confidence, they will relax some of those policies. But if you're going to plan on going one of those first couple sailings, you should definitely plan on every protocol you could see out there being applied, because it definitely will be. KB in the UK with the super chat. Thank you, KB. Matt, would it be possible to leave a 13-night cruise on day 9 to fit it in with our possible schedule? You can, yes. You just have to do a little paperwork, KB. You can. There is a mechanism. You need to tell them in advance, and well in advance. Don't do this like the night before your cruise. But you can do this if you plan ahead of time. You can absolutely schedule to depart the ship early. The reason why you have to schedule it is to coordinate the immigration process, because you'll be leaving in another country, and you got to make sure your exit and entry visas are all set and all that. But yes, this is actually done more often than you think. I was actually surprised by it. Not so much in the Caribbean. In Europe, this happens a lot, but it does happen. You just need to coordinate through Royal Caribbean for that. But again, KB, you want to do that. I would definitely get that sorted out a lot sooner. I'm not sure exactly what the cutoff is, but I would definitely get that taken care of like a month or two before your cruise. Don't wait until like the last minute. So, Mike Pastore, I'll meet you at a Carvel in an hour. Are there any Carvels in Florida, Mike? Good to see you, my friend. MJ is here. Do you think Royal Caribbean will hold off on new ports for a while, possibly 2022? Before COVID, they were looking at going to California. Fingers crossed that Burlington the season, Tampa year round. That's an interesting question, MJ, because, at the very beginning of COVID, I was like, guys, there's no way there's any more cruises from China. That's it. Now, I don't think that really matters anymore. So the answer is, of course, possibly, but I'm not sure that they're going to look at it that way. I think Royal Caribbean, in my opinion, looks at a lot of what their plans are, and they look at it kind of, we're going to make plans until someone tells us we can't make these plans, right? For whatever reason. So I believe, MJ, they're still going to look at maybe California. I think there's still a decent chance of that occurring. Maybe not California, but, in general, new ports. I don't think they're necessarily going to look at it from the perspective of, let's treat what's going to happen 2 years from now the same as it's happening now. Yes, there's going to be a little more trepidation, perhaps, but I think they're still going to be apt to, again, they got to get business in there. They got to get people booking. So I think there's also that component to it. And let's face it, MJ, it is easier to cancel a sailing than it is to change it up later on, like the ad stuff. So for all those reasons, I kind of think that's kind of the way, that's their approach. But I think I see Michelle Cunningham from MEI Travel is here as well. Welcome. Jamie, favorite port to leave from? Miami. Terminal A in Miami. Super easy. Super awesome sailaway. Miami sailaway is fantastic. It's so much great scenery. Love that one right there. Jackson, if midship isn't available, would you recommend to book an aft or bow room on the Oasis of the Seas, and why? I would just say wherever it doesn't really matter. I say this, especially for Caribbean cruises, it is irrelevant, your room location. What I mean by that is it's not really that important. I would say in general, I tell people to avoid the very front or the very back of the ship. I think that is something you want to avoid. But otherwise, like if you're not like exactly midship or you're like 3/4 of the way down, doesn't matter. Just pick whichever room looks. I would just pick the room closest to the midship as you can and go from there. The only exception would be obviously if you want to do like an aft-facing room, like an aft-facing balcony. On the smaller class of ship, that matters. On Oasis class, I think you avoid the end of the ship. I think you try to get as close to the center as you can, because not for anything other than the distance you have to walk. So it's a good question. I like getting other questions other than when am my cruise going to actually sail or not. There's a Carvel in the Orlando International Airport. Frank, is there really? Where? I don't ever recall seeing that there. There's like near the Chick-fil-A and stuff, or I'm going to the airport. Tell my wife I'm going to the airport right now. Steve Cohen says there's one at MCL also. Wow. Is it in one of the terminals, though? Because otherwise I can't get to that one. But Mark is here from Canada. Welcome, Mark. Good to see you here. Let's see here. Is cruising allowed in Singapore or only in the U.S.? Only in Singapore right now. There actually are firm plans. Royal Caribbean will restart sailings in Singapore on Quantum of the Seas in the very beginning of December. That is definitely happening. In the United States, there is now the option to start cruises, but it is unclear when it will begin. So Singapore has firm plans to restart. US still has vague plans to restart. Best way I can answer that one. Mindy Bailey, have you heard any of the updates on Odyssey of the Seas? Mindy, good to see you. I post updates as often as I get them. There's not many. I've been posting some photo updates on RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. There isn't any, you're not missing much, Mindy. There hasn't really been any major updates about Odyssey since the ship was delayed for her delivery from this year to next year. But beyond that, no, we still haven't heard about entertainment, dining, and some other things that'll be on the ship as well. So it still remains to be seen. Linda, bow is beautiful, but be prepared to walk on the bigger ships. Yeah, and Linda, that's why I generally don't, on the bigger ships like Freedom Class, Voyager, and Quantum Class, I try to avoid rooms all the way in the end of any particular deck. Being more midship will just save you. It's not a big deal. You're not hiking. You're not going you're not running a marathon. it's a longer walk. That's all. So, Crystal wants to know, on Oasis class, do you think the boardwalk balconies are worth it, or for the view of the aft theater? Yeah, they're worth it. I love first of all, I like the neighborhood balconies, the boardwalk and the Central Park, because number one, they're cheaper than ocean balconies, and number two, it's great for people watching. Sometimes you just want to sit in your balcony and just see what's going on. You just want to watch and maybe see some kids running around or some adults acting silly. Like, you just get to, people watch. And that's great for that. You also, while you don't have a view of the ocean, you have a view of what's going on around you. And you have the sounds of the boardwalk, the sounds of Central Park. I love that. So, Sharon Stockman with an epic super chat. Woo! Thank you, Sharon. If you have a casino credit on a canceled cruise and got told it cannot be transferred, except through a lift and shift, do not give a hope. Between Beth at MEI Travel, myself, and the casino personnel, we were able to make that happen. Wow. Sharon, first of all, thank you for your generosity. Second of all, I am so glad that MEI Travel took such good care of you. The travel agents at MEI Travel are just phenomenal. They're magic makers. I don't know how they do it. I don't know where they find the time to do it, but they are amazing, and that's why they are, of course, our sponsor, by the way, full disclosure. They're a sponsor at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. And stories like that, Sharon, love hearing that. Thank you for sharing that. Thomas Charles, what is the best 3 to 5 day cruise leaving from the east, I think, coast for a first cruise? I generally don't recommend those short sailings, Thomas, only because it's so short, you don't really get a sense of what it's all about. That being said, if you're really like, Matt, I'm only going to do a 3 to 5 day cruise, that's it. I would either look at Independence of the Seas, because she does, I believe, in 4 and 5 nighters at Fort Lauderdale, or I might look at either Mariner or Navigator. With Independence, you get a little more variation in the itinerary, not much, but it's a little longer. That extra day, if you can make it up to 5 days, it really does make a difference. So Independence, Mariner, Navigator, they're all good ships. They're fairly big ships. They've recently been refurbished. So for all those reasons, they're a good choice for that. That being said, Thomas, I do think your better choice is actually a 7-night cruise. And I know what you're saying, well, I'm a first-time cruiser. Like, I don't know what I don't know. Maybe I don't want to be on there. But because you don't know what you don't know, a 7-night cruise is actually the better choice because it gives you a good blend of sea days and port days, and it gives you a more total experience. Plus, you also have the opportunity to try out one of Royal Caribbean's newer ships. Not that the ones I mentioned earlier aren't good, or don't get me wrong, but like their latest and greatest. And for a new cruiser, it seems like a lot of new cruisers really like, or even if they don't know they like it, the newer ships. It gives a good blend of choices right there. Nathan, how did you find the shows that are on Freedom and Explorer? They're fine. They're nothing special. I mean, Nathan, they don't have any, Broadway shows on, like full Broadway shows or anything like that, but they're enjoyable. I mean, it's worth the entertainment. The comedian's always good. Some of the musical entertainment staff is very talented. And don't forget, the live entertainment is not limited to just what you see in the theater. You've got live performances of music in the Schooner Bar, in the pub. You might have it in other venues as well around the ship. It's a lot of fun. So, yeah. Next question. Crystal, what's the best way to celebrate my retirement from the U.S. Navy on Oasis? First and foremost, Crystal, thank you for your service. Congratulations on retiring. Fantastic news. What's the best way to celebrate? I tell you this. You need to go to Hazumi Hibachi and have an all-out carb fest in Hibachi. It is fantastic, really good. I highly recommend that. That is one of my favorite places to celebrate any special occasion, especially if you have a group of you, rent out a hibachi table. It's so good. It tastes amazing. It's really a fun experience as well. Maybe you do something special on one of the islands you're visiting as well. Maybe rent a cabana. I really love the cabana as a perfect day, Coco Key, or even Labadee for that matter. It's a great way to splurge. It's a great way to kind of treat yourself, as they say. And I remember when Becky Mencken and we shared our first cabana. I don't think I've ever been in a cabana before that. Maybe I had been in one before, Becky. It doesn't matter. For the purpose of this story, we'll forget that. But, it set me on a course to always rent a cabana. Now when I go to Perfect Day at Coco Key or I go to Labadee, first thing I look for is a cabana because they are that good of an experience. Love it. Alan Stinnett says, Matt, as an older adult, what ship would you suggest? We don't need the frills, just maybe an older ship. Hey, that's good too, man. If you just want to chill and relax, I love Brilliance of the Seas. I love any of the Voyager Freedom class ships. Those are great as well. The best value, in my opinion, are the Voyager and the Radiance class ships. I find a lot of good over there, both for what you pay for and what you get. And it's still a lot to do. Don't think you have nothing to do on those ships. So, yeah, Kenny, you're absolutely right about anything amplified recently. Yes, you're absolutely right. It's hard these days because to note the differences between new ships and refurbished ships, but really any ship that has been amplified, meaning updated in the last couple of years, plus of course new ships that have been joined the fleet in the last couple of years, great choices. And Kenny's absolutely right as always. So, let's see here. Carrie loves Brilliance of the Seas. Mindy Bailey, which ship would you recommend for a single parent with autistic teen? I would definitely recommend the newer ships in the fleet. They have the most autistic-friendly facilities. Mindy, I'm going to recommend to you a group called Autism on the Seas. They actually have a, what's the name of it? They have a way to, a certification for Royal Caribbean and the cruise ships, what they can offer. And some of the newer ships have I think all the ships actually now may have it, but they have an autism-friendly channel, special events on there. But Autism on the Seas is what I would recommend to you, Mindy. It's a great group. A buddy of mine from Connecticut, his name is Mike. He's been running it for a long, long time. Wonderful man. I've known him a lot. He's a great dude. And that's where I would look for someone like yourself and your son. Or I don't know if it's your son or your daughter. I apologize for assuming. But that would be where I would start with. Again, it depends on where you are on the spectrum, obviously. But they actually will run cruises where they escort the families around. It's really great. But they can also make good recommendations as well. So, yeah. Larry, is Majesty of the Seas sailing? No Royal Caribbean ships are actually sailing right now. They're just all kind of waiting around. AHN, I was thinking if I should reschedule my March cruise. Are really going to sail soon? That's a great question. Should you hold on or should you, reschedule? The answer to me is how comfortable are you with, do you want to cruise and do you want to cruise right now? Like, are you comfortable with the new protocols that we've been reading about? And is that okay with you? If the answer is yes, then hang on to it. I mean, if Royal cancels it, look, you'll end up rescheduling it anyway. But if you're saying, Matt, this isn't jiving with me. I'm not comfortable with it. I don't want to be the first one on there. I prefer for it to be a little more relaxed atmosphere. Okay, then definitely reschedule. But that's really a question for you. Sherry says, I somewhat agree, but if you have a husband like mine who did not want to do a cruise, I booked a 3-day cruise and got him hooked. Then, of course, he wanted to come back. Yeah, and listen, Sherry, I understand that. I'm not saying that. My first cruise was a 3-night cruise as well, so I'm not speaking from experience. But I generally think the problem with 3-night cruises for new first-time cruisers is they are generally, they're just too short. You never get a good sense of port days versus sea days versus what there is to do on the ship because it's so fast. You know that, Sherry. Again, it's not that it's a mistake to go on a 3 or 4-nighter cruise, but I recommend first-timers do like a 7-night cruise or around maybe 6 or 7 nights. That I think is just a better fit. It's the best of the best, really. So, KB, I'm still waiting on FCC. Can I book another cruise now, or do I have to wait until FCC is issued? You can book another one now, KB. You don't have to worry about. You can't come in here after you just cried for the last 10 minutes in the hallway.
Hello. Hello. I know.
Where are your glasses?
We are very important. So, go ahead and comment on us.
All right, goodbye.
Where am I?
See you guys later. Say bye to baby Emma.
Bye, Emma. Bye.
Goodbye. See you later. I need a minute. All right, I'm back. I'm good again. You just saw a microcosm of my life right there. What were we talking about? I forgot. Someone was at, KB. Yes, you can still book a cruise now. Once you get the FCC, you can always apply the future cruise credit to your reservation. You're good to go. Deep breaths, right? MJ gets it. MJ knows exactly what we're talking about right there. Paul Somerville, you're not helping, Paul. You are not helping. Good news, good thing they didn't read this fast enough. My goodness. Oh, man, oh, man. Now we need Manny to complete the night. Yeah, if everyone's playing Royal Caribbean Blog Bingo, there you go. So, yeah, so I'm sorry about all that, but I missed all the questions here. So, I was talking with Sherry. We answered KB's question. Luke wants to know what's going to happen. What's going to happening about the RCL Wish? I don't know what you're talking about. What are you referring to? Carol Brockhouse, I'm booked on Symphony of the Seas January 9th, 21. Is my cruise still on schedule? The answer is yes, but it's not definite it's going to happen. Basically, what I mean is your cruise has not been canceled yet. I don't think Royal Caribbean even knows yet what to expect in terms of the January cruises, or any cruise really, as to when they'll actually restart cruises. I know this is the hot question. Everyone wants to know, when will cruises actually restart? Will the cruise I have booked actually sail? These are all very valid questions, but unfortunately there is no answer right now. We're still kind of waiting because, again, Royal Caribbean is in the process right now of getting things moving in the direction of cruising starting, right? Just 2 weeks ago, not even, Royal Caribbean and all the cruise lines got the go-ahead from the CDC saying, all right, you guys can give it a try now, but you got to follow these rules, and there's a lot of them. And so they're beginning that, Royal Caribbean is beginning that process to get that going. But it's not an easy process. It's not 2 or 3 steps. so it's hard to really estimate properly when cruises might actually happen. So, Sherry, those girls need a cruise, so does Daddy. Emphasis on me. Yeah, actually, I feel bad for my wife. She really is. Yeah, she's definitely missing. The DCL wish. Hey, Shannon Ford is here. Hello, Shannon. All right, what was the question about the DCL? Oh, I have no idea about the Disney Cruise Line. All I know about Disney Cruise Line is they're always slow with everything, and they put out absolutely no information. So I would recommend if you want more information about the Disney Cruise Line ships, check out my good friend Scott Sanders. He runs Disney Cruise Line blog, and he might be able to laugh a little bit and then tell you the same thing I just told you, but with a little more conviction, because he knows a lot more about that. But I don't know anything about the DCL ship there. Sorry about that. Michelle, can Royal Caribbean make a profit on Radiance class ships selling 50-60% capacity? Yes, but actually, this is a question, Michelle, that Wall Street analysts asked Royal Caribbean very early on in this whole process. Anyway, long story short, they will actually, the answer is yes, but they will actually make more money with less people on a bigger ship, like an Oasis class ship. They could definitely make a profit on 50% capacity on a Radiance class ship, but the reality, if you want to call it that, is that the bigger ships actually break even at a faster pace, which means less people on board. So they're more efficient about it. This goes back to something that has been the case, guys, from why Royal Caribbean builds bigger ships and not smaller ships. It's called economy of scale. And the bigger the ship, there is size there, but it's also about maximizing the revenue that's on there. So they're obviously not going to operate at a loss to some extent, as much as they can, at least right now. But they're also going to be able to, if they have the choice, they're going to have, we're going to start with, 3 cruise ships. It's almost certainly going to be the bigger ships, not, Empress of the Seas as an example, because Empress doesn't make nearly as much money as, the bigger ships do. So hopefully that makes sense. Crystal, congratulations on getting back in your office. Thank you. It's good to be back. I know I still need to, obviously we're missing a lot of furniture and things on there, but that is on the to-do list, guys. We'll definitely make that happen. Tony Diaz, Matt went from nice talking advice voice to strict daddy voice. If I don't do that, they will never leave. They'll just sit here and they think that they're in their own YouTube video. And yeah. Stacy, well, we're all going to be making changes to Labadee to make it more like Coco Key. Originally, that was the plan, Stacy. I don't expect to see that anytime soon. I think, like all things, Royal is trying to, obviously, they've cut costs. And spending on upgrades to Labadee, not in the cards in the short term. I think that all spending has really been scaled back. Royal Caribbean has said so. And I don't expect to see things like, a perfect day at Labadee or even the perfect day at Olepa and Vanuatu to really see the light of day anytime soon. I think Royal Caribbean needs to get back up on its feet financially, and then they'll have money to spend. But I just don't see that happening right now. So, pardon me. Let's see here. Aristotle, what's up, dude? I just wanted to say hi today. Hope you're having a good day. Stay safe. Oh, and the sailing on Freedom in October, price drop by $200. Hey, that's great news, Aristotle. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome. Michelle, trying to figure out if Radiance will sail this summer. I will tell you this, Michelle. There is no way to really figure that answer out. Not anytime soon, anyway. My advice, the same advice I give to myself, I tell my wife, is that we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. There's no inside track. I mean, you can guess, okay, but you're just guessing. It's like winning, picking lottery numbers. I mean, at the end of the day, you're just guessing. You come up with every, I had a dream. This guy on YouTube says if you use strategy, you generally work. You can come up with a lot of theories, but you're still just guessing with lottery numbers. Same is true for trying to figure this out as well. We just don't have enough information. There's too many variables to truly know exactly when cruises might restart, or certainly the chances of your sailing actually happening. So my advice is just hang on. I mean, there's very little risk involved. It's a little bit of a game at this point. But as long as you're okay with the cruise going on, I say just let it ride and see what happens and hope for the best. Hey, Sophie Burns is here. Hello, Sophie. Hope you're doing well. Welcome. Eric Gator, I can't check in for my February cruise. Any suggestions? You are not alone, Eric. This is not just you. I know a lot of people have run into this problem, and I think your only option, Eric, is just wait a little longer. Yeah, I hate to say it because I love pre-planning, but you're not alone. There's a couple threads on the Royal Caribbean blog message boards about this, and I think it's a known issue. Whether it's known or not, I don't know, but it's a common issue, and it's not just you. You're not doing anything wrong in this situation. So, Thomas Charles, what 7-night cruise should I try? Or ship should I try? Oasis class. Do an Oasis class ship. Oasis, Allure, Harmony, or Symphony of the Seas. Great ships. Can't go wrong. That's what I would recommend. Daryl Brown, are you a 94 proof or 70 proof Kraken guy? Bro, come on. 94 proof. Everybody knows that, right? Come on, man. 94 proof. Nicholas, when sailing will be released for 2022? Oh, we're going to have the first ones this week. Yeah, Alaska 2022 is supposed to be released some point this week. Don't know when exactly. It could be tomorrow. It could be Thursday. It could be Wednesday. It could be Friday. It'll be some point this week, but it is scheduled for this week. And then we'll also get later this month 7-night Caribbean as well as Europe. And the rest will be coming later. We don't know yet. So, Marlon Gregory. Hello, Matt. Does the double Crown and Anchor Society points apply for new cruises to Royal Caribbean, or do you have to be existing members? So that's a good question. So there's a way. The answer is it's existing members, but I have a trick for you. You can sign up for Crown and Anchor Society at any point, even before you ever took a cruise. So here's what you do, Marlon. You call Royal Caribbean, you sign up for Crown and Anchor Society, then you're going to get your Crown and Anchor Society number. You take that number, put it on your cruise reservation before the end of this year, and you're all set. You're good to go. So I think you'll be fine in that regard. Just make sure you do that. You need to have a Crown and Anchor number on your reservation. Bill Coco, what's going on? Welcome. Steve Cohen says, I'm on Harmony in January, patiently waiting for an answer. Yeah, and I've got Brilliance of the Seas booked on in January as well. I know Commander Don in chat also waiting on that. His lovely wife Judy also waiting. So we're all waiting patiently. That's the best we can really do right there. Tom Noor with the super chat. Thank you, Tom, for your generosity, sir. Appreciate that. Thank you. Ben Lasky, what's going on? Welcome, guys. And Tom says, always good information. Thank you. Thank you, Tom. Really appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Of course, the super chats, guys, not required. You know, it's the virtual tip jar, if you will, here. But I do appreciate everybody's generosity. It really doesn't go a lot. But again, thank you so much for your generosity, Tom, and everybody who's donated. You guys are awesome. Love that. Bill had the same check-in problem for the February cruise. Talked to Anna at Royal Caribbean, and she said to try back in January. They're sorting out the COVID issues. Yeah, and thank you, Bill, for that update. It does sound like, again, going back to the people not being able to check in for their cruise, it's not you, and it does sound like there's a deeper-rooted issue, technical issue, that's preventing it. So don't read too much into it. It is what it is. So, Stacey, where do you find message boards for your upcoming cruise? There used to be, people used to go on Cruise Critic to do that, Stacey. I think these days, the more popular choice is to go to Facebook, and just go to Facebook, type in your cruise ship name and your sail date. So, Brilliance of the Seas, January, I don't know what cruising wise, 14, 16, something like that, 2021. And if there's a group there, you'll find it. That's, I think, the best way to go about it. It seems to be, Mike, there you go. There's your bingo card. The cat is awake. I don't know if you guys heard that. But anyway, Facebook is really the best, easiest place to find it. That's just put your ship name and your sail date in Facebook, search for it. You'll probably find it right there. Danny Girl 82. So, hoping Navigator sails February 15th, 21. My best friend and I have been looking forward to this cruise for so long. Had to push our cruise back twice. Yikes. Well, listen, Danny Girl, I hope you get a chance to go on your cruise as well. Listen, there's a lot of people here who, I think everybody in chat right now, Danny Girl, is like, yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. It stinks, but let's hope it's actually going to happen. Ugh. Becky, kids, cats, and missing bookshelves. It's like a game of Myst. Jack Wise took advantage of lift and shift to move to Galveston January 21 to February 2022. 5-nighter, same ship, balcony, itinerary, and price $600 solo balcony. Wow, dude, that's great. Yeah, and too good to risk. Agree 100%, man. You did the right thing. Plus, Jack, you can go back and rebook your old room probably. So, guys, here we're gonna be positive here. I want you to type in chat, what is your next cruise you have booked? Danny Girl has February 15th, 2021. I have, I think, January 14th, 2021, Brilliance of the Seas. What's your next cruise, Royal Caribbean cruise you have booked? Type it in chat. Jason, good evening. New subscriber to your channel. Thank you, Jason. Praying for Navigator, February cruise I booked for my 50th, and Alaska in July for our 25th anniversary. That's awesome. Congratulations. 25-year anniversary. That's awesome. And listen, man, I know exactly. This is exactly what we're talking about right here. Just we've all got these crews. You can see them in chat right now. All these amazing sailings we've got, and everyone's like this: fingers crossed, arms crossed, like toes crossed. I mean, we all want to make it happen. And my hope is that in the next couple of weeks, let's like fast forward like a month from now, so early December, I'm hoping we're going to have a better sense of which may or may not happen. Because one of the next big announcements, a couple of big announcements coming up. Let me give you guys a timeline of what to expect. Number one, I would expect Royal Caribbean's announcement for their rules, their protocols. Because we've seen them in Singapore, but we haven't really seen them in the US announced. So what are the new rules? We'll get that. That's a minor one. A major one is going to be a restart plan. We are going to restart with these ships on these dates, and the rest of these cruises are canceled. I'm expecting something like that. When that'll happen, whether it'll be later this month, December, January, I don't know. It's just too early to know. But that's the next big thing I'm looking for in terms of restarting. Because that will answer, of course, the real question here is like, okay, when are cruises actually going to restart? What sailings will there be? What happens if that sailing is already above a certain percentage sold and they're only allowing up to 50%? How does that work? All those questions we've all been wondering for really the last 7 or 8 months, quite frankly. Diane Schwab says, Matt, I really do appreciate all the updates and information you share about Royal Caribbean, your honest info and positive spin on this crazy no cruise time we're in. You're the breath of fresh air. Well, thank you, Diane. I really appreciate that. Listen, guys, at the end of the day, you guys are my friends. I got to do right by you. I got to give you the information you're looking for, not try to clickbait you into just like, you guys won't believe the top 10 crazy things. That's not my style. But I appreciate that, and I try to give you guys, again, everything that's happening. There is a ton of stuff that happens in the world of cruising today. Even with no cruises, there's still a lot of stuff happening, which is crazy in and of itself. So, yeah, listen, I'm here for you guys. I appreciate you. And Diana, that really warms my heart to hear this. Thank you for the very, very kind words. You guys have been very, 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 very supportive today, so I really appreciate that. Paul Summerville, we heard from the CDC. Does the Coast Guard have any say in starting cruise? I don't believe so. I know that Don Goldstein is here. Don is a retired Coast Guard commander, and I'm pretty sure the answer is they do more like, obviously, well, I was going to say Coast Guard stuff. That doesn't really mean a whole lot. But what I was going to say is, I think the issue here is not the Coast Guard not allowing them to cruise, it's the CDC, and they control a different arena, and obviously the Coast Guard is part of that. But no, I don't think the Coast Guard has any real decision-making process. They're just along for the ride, essentially, if the cruise lines are able to actually. It's more like on the ground stuff as opposed to the CDC, which is policy stuff. If that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe I just made all that up, and Don's telling me, Matt, you're absolutely wrong. Angela Roman with the super chat. Thank you, Angela. Matt, you are awesome. Angela, thank you. You are awesome, Angela. Angela is so kind. Great person. We have such great friends here, and Angela's someone I've known for quite a while through RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and just lovely person. Thank you, Angela. Appreciate that. Ben Lasky, who's my favorite cruise director? I think it's going to be he's such a great cruise director. I can't remember his name. Jimmy Rhodes. Sorry, I just had a brain fart there. Jimmy Rhodes. Love Jimmy Rhodes, especially as Abe Hughes is retired. Not even a question in my mind. So, Flash Sports and Gaming. What is the new news on Wonder of the Seas? Not much, my friend. Not much. I did write about, what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago? Royal Caribbean trademarked a bunch of new venue names. Sounds like bars and things like that for probably Wonder of the Seas, but not much really substantial news right there. So, Jack Wise, it's the same. Oh, I see, Jack. You're talking about the other thing earlier. Got it. So, I see what you're saying there, Jack. That sounds good, man. Yeah, play it out. The nice thing about lift and shift is you can always, then go back to your original sailing and say, hey, maybe I can still book this at the prevailing rates. Jamie says, do you think the CDC will change their minds before the cruise lines start up? I don't. And again, call me naive, guys. I could be completely wrong on this. I think they come to this agreement. It was reached in good faith. I think in the interest of good faith, they're going to try their best to adhere to that, and not pull the rug back from underneath them, be like, just JK LOL. I just don't think that doesn't really foster the sense of partnership that the cruise lines and the CDC need to work together. So I don't see that happening, but I understand. I know why you're asking that question, Jamie. Obviously, with something that happened in the last couple days. I'm not ready to believe that there's a reason to believe there'll be a change in that regard. But again, call me naive. I could be naive. I am often naive about these kinds of things. I'm also again, I like to think positive about it. I'm also trying to be realistic from a business relationship standpoint. That's probably a really terrible thing to do. So, Michelle DeWitt, when will the bookcases return? When we actually go to a store and look at bookcases. It's not high on my priority list, but we'll get there. Actually, the echo is more annoying than the fact that bookcases are missing. But I probably do need to go out there sooner or later. I think, tentatively, I'd like to say maybe this weekend we'll go to the furniture store and try to find something. But we'll have to figure it out. So, Todd Cohen, what's up, Todd? With the Cruise with Confidence program, if I cancel my cruise after final payment date, not canceled by Royal Caribbean, I can only get cruise credit and can't get a refund without penalty. Correct. Yes. The only way you get a refund, Todd, if you're after final payment, is for Royal Caribbean to cancel the cruise first, not you. But you're correct on that. Paul, you ever eaten at the captain's table? And if so, how was it? I have not, dude. I have not made it to the captain's table. The captain, if you don't know what the captain's table is, it's if you're in the main dining room, you look in the center of the room, usually on the bottom floor of the dining room, there is a table. It almost always has the Crown and Anchor logo on it. It's the captain's table, and the captain does go down there and eat dinner. And from what I understand, the hotel director or somebody invites certain guests to dine with the captain. It changes, I think, every night. Again, it's one of those don't call us, we'll call you kind of situation. I don't know how they pick it. I've seen first-time cruisers go. I've seen repeat cruisers go. I've seen Michael Poole go. Don't know, but I have not been lucky enough to dine there myself. So, Dinser Ari, what is your favorite cruise port? Perfect Day Cookie is amazing. Cozumel, I absolutely love. St. John's is absolutely beautiful. So many great choices. Tony Diaz with the super chat. Take Mike Pastore to get ice cream, then go to IKEA. I can just tell it right now. I'm going to tell my wife. Good news, honey. In about, Mike, you're about like 25 minutes from me. I've been about 25 minutes. Mike Pastore is coming to pick me up. We're gonna go to the airport to get ice cream, and then we're going to IKEA. And the look on her face. First of all, she doesn't say, "Who the heck is Mike Pastore?" Like, you met Mike. Okay, well, who the heck is Mike Pastore? Why are you going with some random man in the middle of the night? And don't you know IKEA is closed? And probably Carvel. And then, of course, every husband, when they realize their wife is right, but they're so frustrated that their wife is right and they know it, of course you give back the answer. Why are you always taking their side of the argument? Why do you ever take my side? Right? And there you go. Little marriage counseling 101 right there, everybody. Tom, do you know how they treat in a future cruise credit used to book if a cruise is canceled? Yes. So if you use a future cruise credit to book a cruise and then that cruise is canceled, the original FCC is reissued back to you. So that's reissued, and any money you spend on top of that FCC, that will get reissued to you as a new FCC or a refund, depending on which one you pick. So, yeah, I know she knows you, Mike. I'm just, for comedy's sake, it's a lot funnier if I start off with, I don't know who that is. Oh, goodness. Tracy says, so are they in the clear? I want to go on a cruise for Easter weekend. Don't know yet. It's too early to know, Tracy, when cruises, which cruises, and how cruises will actually restart. So still remains to be seen. We're still waiting on that. Bill Edgar, if I have a 7-night cruise on Harmony in February and Royal Caribbean shortens it to 5 nights, how much will I get refunded? Don't know. You're really delving into untraveled territory. It's never happened before, so I don't know what to expect. I don't know what you should expect, quite frankly, Bill. So, yeah, it's just too early to know right there. So, all right, guys. On that note, I am going to head on out of here. Oh, I see Jennifer Kellum from MEI Travel is here. Hey, Jennifer. Good to see you. Sorry, I missed you earlier. And by the way, did Don ever correct me out if I was wrong about the... Don Goldstein says captain's dinner is usually once per cruise, if at all. And then... I was looking at the CDC thing. I think I went off on a bunch of tangents, and then I swear I was looking for it. I'm going to assume Don said, yeah, Matt, you're absolutely right. As always. Unless, of course, Judy's in charge. Kathy Geiger is here from MEI Travel. Wow. And Sharon Stockman, Royal Caribbean Blog Insider. Thank you, Sharon, for being a Royal Caribbean Blog Insider. Appreciate that. Thank you. Dairy Queen. Now, Dairy Queen is good eats right there. That's amazing ice cream. Right. So, yeah. All right, guys. On that note, I want to say thank you to all the people who gave the super chats today. Thank you, Tony Diaz. Thank you, Angela Roman. Thank you, Tom Knorr. Thank you, Sharon Stockman. KB in the UK, thank you. And, of course, Mr. Randy Patrick. Thank you for your support, guys. Thank you to everybody for joining us here. If you're saying, wait a minute, Matt, I need more Royal Caribbean news, information, fun, advice, good news, Kathy Geiger. There is plenty more of it at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. You can head on over there. It's all waiting for you. Lots of stuff. We have 4 new blog posts today, message boards. I've got a new YouTube video coming out tomorrow. You're going to want to listen to that one because that's the topic that everybody's talking about these days. You'll have to see what that is, but new video out tomorrow. Guys, thank you for joining me here on YouTube. Have a great rest of your week. Stay safe out there. Do something fun, and we'll talk again very soon right here on on YouTube. I forgot where I was. Good night, everybody.